Welcome back to the 2101 build. I had to cut the other video shorter because it was just, I feel like I was talking a lot, dragging on. I was showing you a lot of stuff that you don't really need to see, and the video was very long. So this video I'm going to try to make it a little bit shorter. I don't have to I don't have to put the cylinder back on and check my numbers again because I already have the numbers. I didn't finish this yet. I was just working on a 630 that I'll have in another video after this one. But today I am going to clean up the transfers a little bit, and I'll do my intake, and the exhaust I'll actually touch the roof a little bit, and I'll really start shaping it the way that I want. So let's get into it. So we're all set up to where we need to be. I'll start grinding on this. I'll let you guys in here. I left off completely where I was the last time. I didn't do anything off camera yet. So this is what we're looking at right now. I don't know if it's too close or too far. That's what it looks like right now. When I first started doing this, I found it really hard to find what bits to use. Well, they were easy to find, but what bits to use for different shapes, ones that left it relatively smooth, ones to get a nice transition, but you more or less just have to jump into it. What I did at first is, I'll show you, well, I don't actually have any of the cylinders that I had before, but I would use a very common saw cylinder, one that was burnt. Like, well, this one's actually a good cylinder. I think that's why I have it on the shelf. But I would use one that was burnt, or blown up, I should say. And I would practice. I would practice how I would make my transitions. I would try different bits. I would see the best way that I like it. Anyhow, we'll jump back into this. Okay, we got one side almost done. I'll get you in here, you can take a look. Not sure if you can see it, but I've done this one. This one I have not done yet. I opened it up so you can see into the transfer, but I haven't touched the transfer, the actual divider part yet. Okay, I'll bring you guys in here. You can take a look and see what I do with my transfers on these 2101s. Let's grab my screwdriver, my pointing stick. I haven't done this part here yet, but I have gotten this so far, and that's what it looks like. Well, like that. Whenever I open up the sides, this is a better one here. See, now you have a straight shot right into your transfer. There's no weird lip. Like, that lip used to come out to like here roughly before I cut it out, and I cut the bottom. I cut all here too, make it a little bit better. I'll just clean this up just a little bit, but not too much. I like to keep it rough, and then I'll open this up just a little bit more too, and then I'll know where I want my exhaust. This is all just for fun. I believe I've said that in my other video too. This is just a play saw. This is a toy that I use in the backyard for myself. Just cutting the odd thing here and there, a couple blocks. So I'm going to turn this one up a bit more. I'll cut the other side, and I'll show you a little later on. I'll probably start on the intake and the exhaust too, just to cut the video a little bit shorter, and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, we got the cylinder all done up to where we would like it to be. I got my exhaust done, I got the intake done. I'll just have to check my numbers, and I'll do that off camera though. You don't need to see that. I think you understand the gist of it. I'll bring you in here, you can see exactly what I do, and I'll kind of explain myself of what I do and why I do it. Okay. So I already explained my logic behind the transfers and why I cut this out. The intake, let's get you focused here. The intake, I like to open it up just a little bit so it eats right into the transfers a little bit, not too much though. But these 3 little dots, or 4 little dots I should say, see how it has like a high spot in the center? I like to leave that high spot, and I like to put these little dimples. I find it breaks up the fuel a little bit better, and I always keep my intake really rough too. I don't go in there with sandpaper or anything. I like to break it up. But that's my theory on those 3 little dots. And I got everything to where I want it to be. Now that that's done up, let's go ahead and put this saw back together. Get that light out of your eyes so it's not blinding you. Should probably shut it off now. Let's put that saw back together. I'll clean this up. I'll throw the cylinder on my saw, and I'll see if my timing numbers are where I want them to be. So whenever you check your numbers after you port to make sure your numbers are where you want them to be, definitely put your cylinder bolts in. This saw here I'm building it with no base gasket just because I want to use OEM parts. So I'm not using a high top or shaving the cylinder at all either. So it just gives me that little bit more. So I already have the bolts in here. I just have to zero this. Okay, now that it's all zeroed in, I'll check my numbers. Exhaust looks good. I'm gonna do it once more. Bang on. We're perfect. Right where we want to be. Let's check transfers now. Perfect. I'll do that once more. Yeah, we're right where we need to be. So that's awesome. Let's check our duration for the intake. We're right there. We're right where we need to be. I like the numbers that I have on this. I shouldn't have to do really anything more. Actually, no, sorry. I do have to polish the exhaust still. That'll do off camera. And we'll come back. Okay, so I just checked the numbers. Numbers look good. Numbers are where we want them. I just have to go in there, polish the exhaust, and then I'll check that again. So we'll come right back. The exhaust port is polished now, I will show you what I did with the piston. The piston, that's it's kind of a secret that I do, but I'll let you guys see what I do, and I'll explain it. Let's get the flashlight. Okay. See that little hole there that I put in the piston? Oh, you can't see it, but see there's a little hole right there. Focus. That little tiny hole, I like to put that there. See? Just right like that. Not too much. Because whenever your piston comes up, I know it cracks right around there, but it really doesn't start sucking until about here. Or here, somewhere around there. So what I like to do is I like to put that little pinhole there. It's a very, very small drill bit, very small. And that kind of jump starts the carburetor. So by the time this really starts to open up, the gas is kind of already there. I'll show you on another cylinder my theory on this. So say you're looking at your cylinder. Well, you have this block here, and that's probably an inch, a little over an inch, and then your carburetor sits here. So by putting that little hole there, I find it makes a big difference. I find the gas gets to about here, let's say, just as that piston starts to come up. And then once that piston cracks, your fuel's already there, so you have the full duration. But you use just a small drill bit, not huge. Don't put a whole bunch, just a little one, just to act like a primer, if you will. Okay, I got the saw all back together. The other handle was broken. I didn't really feel like fixing it, so I had this handle kicking around from I think it was a 298 if I'm not mistaken, but it was broken too. But I guess the previous owner of this saw, he made something work for it, and it works for this just to keep me going, because I didn't feel like screwing around with the other one too much. I do have a pipe that I made for a 298. I put it right here, and it should fit on here. Should be the same bolt holes. I made sure that my exhaust port was the same size diameter that I had this cut to. Well, actually I had to make this a little bit bigger. We'll go ahead and put that on. I think I should have bolts here too somewhere. This is just a pipe that I got off Amazon for, I think it was a 272 that I built. That was for a hot saw competition, but never got really around to going up there. I didn't have time that day, I think, or something happened anyhow, but I didn't end up going. And the 272 is different size flange, so I just cut it off, and I booger welded on a piece of metal that I had kicking around that I just drilled some holes in, cut it out, and made it work for this one. Let's get the drill. Where is the drill? Oh, right there, right in front of me. Should be the same size. come on, you. Whenever you make pipes for your saws, you really got to make sure that you it's not hard to tighten up or take off and put on. And I've done that a couple times, trying to make a nice little pipe there, and realize you can't even friggin' put the exhaust bolts on. Now I should have a cover here for this saw too. Where is it? Right here. I know it doesn't look real good, but it's what I have, so I'll throw it on there for now. This is just a play around saw. It's not for show. It's not meant to look pretty. She's just meant to start up and go. Now, do I have the screwdriver here for that? I should somewhere. The only other thing is I don't have an air filter, proper air filter for this saw, so I'm gonna have to try to make something work for that too. But this is it. Oh yeah, another thing too, the 2100 CD pull cover. It's not the housing that broke, but it's the pulley on the inside. There's like two little arms that go out, and one of them was actually broken off. I never realized, so I had to change the cover. Luckily I had a 2100 cover here, or another 2100 covered. It doesn't look as good as the other one. I didn't feel like taking the guts out of it, and that I just slap it on. Well, what do you say we try to start this sucker now? I am gonna put earmuffs on though, just because I'm pretty sure this saw is going to be pretty loud. Take my glasses off now, I don't really need them. Okay, let's put some starting fluid down her neck. So I don't have to pull and pull and pull and pull. Put the throttle lock on. Let's see how she goes. Ooh, lots of compression. Yeah, that's a lot. Wow, this thing's crazy. I did not expect it to have as much compression as it does, but that really wakes up. I'll have to put a bar and chain on this, stick her into the wood, and see what we got with that. Okay, we got a fresh chain. I did doll it up a little bit. The new chains, you buy a brand new chain, they're not they're sharp, they cut, but I always touch them up a little bit every time. Older bar, it's not in the best of shape, but it's gonna work for eating some wood with this thing, just to try it out and see what she looks like and see what she does. I can tell right now, man, this thing is a runner. She gets up and goes. She picks up on that pipe real good. We'll just have to sink it in some wood and really start tuning it. That'll be another video though. I believe my next video is going to be a 630 for a customer. So that's going to be like a really strong work port. Nothing too crazy. The guy just wants to get it so you can spin the chain a bit quicker, open it up a bit more, and I'll have to make a work pipe for it. So stay tuned for next week. I'll also be digging into wood with this saw too, so you can like, comment, subscribe, hit that little notification button thing, and you'll be able to see this thing eating wood. Have a good one.